Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about how I transformed this area of my laundry room to be more aesthetically pleasing. So you may be thinking, like, what's the big deal? Like, laundry areas are always utilitarian and, you know, like, it doesn't matter if it looks good or not. And you're right, it doesn't. But it makes me feel happier knowing that when I come in to do a mundane task, that it brings me a little bit of joy and the space is actually usable. So let's talk about what the space used to look like. But you can see we've got a shelf here and it's just got these like really ugly brackets. So I really want to do a nice shelf right above that, like right along here, this spot right there, so that you get a lot more clearance, because right now you just have like a couple inches and we were just using what's already there, but I think you'll be able to actually utilize it. We're going to mount it right above that copper pipe right there. So anyway, that's what we're working with. So I knew to make this area what I wanted it to be, we'd have to run to the hardware store to get a couple of things. I needed a new board and I wanted to look and see what brackets were in store. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any brackets that fit the depth that I wanted because this is a 12-inch deep shelf. But I was able to find them on Amazon, and I'll link them below for you guys so that you can order the same ones if you want. They came in like primo quality, like really, really nice. So I would 100% order them again. So let's go to the hardware store and see what we can find. So I found the board that I needed at the store, which was really great. They had a 12-inch by 8-foot long pine board. Now I would have preferred it to be about 2 inches thick, but this is what we had on hand. And honestly, when I looked for a 2-inch thick board, they were astronomical, like 80 bucks. And I was not about to spend this on the shelf. Like, y'all, it's cute, but it's not $80 cute. Like, so we're not gonna spend that kind of money on a shelf that really isn't necessary. So let's get to prepping this board. Sorry for the background music. My neighbors are jamming out on this lovely Sunday afternoon. So this piece is pine, and which means it doesn't take stain very well. So to counteract that, I'm going to use some pre-stain. Now this just helps the stain go on really, really nice and even. You let it sit for like 20-30 minutes, I think it says. Yeah, 5 to 15, excuse me. And then you go in with your stain after that. So I'm going to be applying the pre-stain with just a rag, and then I am going to apply the stain, which I'm using this Polyshade, Minwax Polyshade. So this is a hybrid material. It is a rich stain color, but it also has pure polyurethane in it. So you skip the step of needing a urethane coating over top. So, you know, if I was going to use this as a dining room table or a side table that was going to be constantly in use and cold beverages and things like that, I would definitely take the time to do a two-step process with the stain and then the polyurethane over top. But since this is just going to be a shelf over the laundry area, I think this will give us enough durability. So let's get to it. So it's super duper gloopy. Y'all can see that. Look at it on there. So it's always important, especially with these polyurethane stains, to mix them and make sure you get very well mixed. And you always want to stir it, not shake it, because shaking it will cause a bunch of air bubbles and will cause your finish to not be as smooth. Key tip. All right, we got the first coat on. We gotta let that cure for 6 hours. So I'm gonna let that sit overnight so it gets good and done, good and dry. And then I'll put the next coat on tomorrow and then we can hang it on the wall. All right, y'all, I got my second coat of stain on here. It's a little breezy, it's a beautiful day. Hoping I can catch this light right so that you can actually see it. So it's really a deep, rich color. Oh, the wind is blowing and I'm getting some Delilah furs in my shelf. That's unfortunate, but you know, it'll be okay. It's just a utility shelf after all. Okay, so we have got the board stained and my brackets finally came in. I ordered these guys off of Amazon. They're the L type, so they have a little lip and the board will just sit flush in here. And then it's got the back here. So I'll link these below for you guys if they work out, but since we are drilling into a masonry wall, we have to use a masonry bit. So luckily we have one that fits. We are using, Ian, what size is this again? What size is this bit again? 13/64. We're using a 13/64 bit. We had it, so we're gonna try that first. And then if this is too small, then we'll go get the 1/4 inch one. These did come with masonry wall, what do you call them? What are these things called? What are they called? Anchors, yeah. Sorry. They come with anchors, and then they also come with the screws. So it comes with the little screws for going into the board, and then it also comes with the longer screws that drill in through the brick. So we'll start with this. Gotta do a little bit of math to figure out where the brackets land on the board to support the weight appropriately, because our board is gonna be 54 inches long. Or 57 inches long, excuse me. And so we want to make sure that it's supported appropriately. Now these are pretty hefty, so I think that they'll hold quite a bit of weight. And we're not putting tons of laundry soap and that kind of stuff on the board, so it'll be more decor stuff. So I'm not really concerned with it, but you know, it's better to make sure that you get the board supported so that you don't get a bowing. So let's figure that out. All right, so I need this. So if we measure in, you were saying 12 inches or 15?
Is that 15?
So 15 is like right in line with that, like on this side of the knob. Like right here. So 15 is like here, and then it's here. All right, well, let's look at J-hook, J-shelf bracket shelves and see what other people do. Most people seem to put them on the very end. Now that we figured out the placement of where this shelf is going to live, we needed to clear out this space and prep it for the new brackets. Oh, these are flathead screws. So fun fact about this house, the guy who owned it, he used whatever he had on hand, which is great and resourceful, and we love using things we already have. However, we have found that in every single project, he used a mix of Phillips head and flathead screws. So we get one thing down and then we have to go get a different screwdriver to get it down. Not really the biggest deal, just really annoying when you're trying to take something down and fix it. All right, so here's what we're working with. Now, obviously I can't do anything about this pipe. That's an exhaust for our hot water heater. But I want to kind of mask this pipe right here. So I want the shelf to be there, as well as then we'll actually have room to put things, because before there was not room at all for anything. You can see our trash can was not very big, like it was behind that pipe, so that was like really annoying. So I'm hoping that this gives us actual storage and we can kind of decorate and stuff. So, all right, time to install the new brackets. This is gonna show. Okay, so the normal drill was gonna take us forever. So we pulled out the hammer drill. Now Ian used this under the house to install our vapor barrier, and it goes a lot faster. So we're gonna use this guy and hopefully shave some time. Oh no.
What?
It doesn't fit because of that pipe. It sticks out from the wall. Y'all, I did not plan for this. Did not plan accordingly. This pipe right here is this copper pipe right here is keeping it from going all the way back. And there's nothing I can do because that is the like drain line for our hot water heater. So it has to be there. So we're gonna have to make some cuts. I think what I'm gonna do is cut right beside it. And that way it still is closed. I really wanted to come out here so it encased the entire washer and dryer, but sometimes you just gotta adjust your plans. So, you know, there wasn't really a way to dry fit this. I should have learned my lesson from the bench saga, but you know, there wasn't really a way to test this out prior to doing it because of the brackets. I thought it was flush, but clearly it's not. So we are just gonna cut it and then it'll be all right. So that's what we're gonna do now. And then this project, maybe I will get done by the end of the day. So fingers crossed, ears open. Okay. So after I realized that the board was not going to fit, I took it back outside, cut off the excess, which was about 3 inches, so that it would fit within that copper pipe, and had to restain it, restain that end to make sure that you didn't see that, because of the way it cut, you would still see it even if I put it on this side. So fast forward a day, or a couple hours rather, and how are you gonna mark this if I don't put it in all the way?
You have to. I'm gonna take it out.
So one thing we're noticing is this brick right there, it sticks out and it is stopping the shelf from getting down to where it needs to be. So we're gonna have to chisel that little hump, this little hump of a brick out. Not fully out, but just so that it's flush. And then hopefully the shelf will go in there.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's one way to do it. What am I catching on now? This little bit. There we go. There. Just this bracket is a little wonky because it's not flat, it's not flush, but looks pretty good to me. So a little tip to make sure you don't go through the board is to put a piece of tape in the edge of it to be as deep as your screws are. That way you know you're not going to go through. This is when a short stubby drill would come in handy, huh? Did you get that in already? All right, y'all, the shelf is in. Look at her, she's pretty. Stain's a little darker than I thought it would be because we had to do a third coat. But as you can see, I've got way more height here than I had before. And even though we had to cut it over on this side, I still think it looks good. You know, the whole thing was to give us some more height and to kind of make like a shelf there that's usable. So now we get to do the fun stuff, which is styling. So I've got a couple of things that I know I want to use, but I want to find like a nice piece of artwork to kind of hide this brick patch there. I have this guy, but I really like it on the wall, so I don't really want to pull it down, but I need to find something to kind of go there. So I'm thinking we can kind of hit up a few stores today. It's so gross and rainy outside, but it'll be a good day to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna clean up this disaster zone. Look at this. And then we'll go out to the store so we can get some cute stuff. Like this little plant guy is probably gonna move up there and, you know, just make it a more enjoyable place to do laundry. Now, I wish I could hide this eyesore, and I had an idea of how to do it, but we still need access and it would have to be vented, and like, honestly, you'd still have this white pipe, so it wouldn't be like the most aesthetically pleasing still yet, unless I were to like build cabinets along that. And honestly, we don't really need cabinets up there because we have all of these cupboards that we installed and like our drying section there. But this nice little shelf will be a great addition. So yeah, really happy with how it turned out so far. Wowzers, it keeps going. I may have put another wood. True, very true. These are cool. They're like wood carvings. That looks like the Beetlejuice snake on that mirror. Ooh, I like these chairs. These are very nice. I have no one for them, but I like them. And that Art Deco style furniture. With a matching dresser. That's cool. Oh, look at that fireplace. It's an electric fireplace. That's cool. Mid-century hearth. I feel like those logs would be questionable to plug in. Probably have to get it rewired, right? Look how vibrant and vivid the grapes are. On velvet. Oh, it's printed on velvet, or painted on velvet rather. Are you having a good time? No, you're not. Lies, Hendrik. Lies. It's all very traditional art. But you're not opposed to traditional art. I just think I like modern abstract better. Do you want a frog that blows a whistle? Or a flute? Look at those ginormous candlesticks. Those are cool. Ooh, I like this coffee table. That's really cool. With the wood knot. But you're not a believer in coffee tables, I feel. I feel like you're more of an ottoman guy than a coffee table guy, right? Yeah, I thought so. So we were able to find some really cute stuff at that antique store. It actually was the first time I had been to that one, and they had some treasures in there. So if you're in that Atlanta area, make sure that you hit it up, because really, really cool, and like lots of different styles. So there's a little something for everybody. All right, now that we found our treasures, it's time to take a look at what this space used to be versus what it is now. Well guys, what do you think? I am pretty happy with the way it turned out. I know it is a very small project in the grand scheme of things. Honestly, with my full-time job and doing other projects and also doing this and trying to enjoy my weekends on top of that, these small projects are realistic for me. Big room makeovers take quite a bit of time, and you know, I appreciate all of your love and all of your support for coming back every single week. And you know, this just goes to show, I think, that small improvements and small changes can make a big impact on your space. Like, you don't have to do those massive room makeovers. I think we kind of get caught up in that because we have HGTV and YouTube and, you know, are constantly bombarded on social media about, you know, look at this before and after. And like, while that's lovely and nice, it's not always realistic. So I hope that this encourages you to take on, you know, an underloved space in your home and just like give it a little something something. You know, it doesn't have to cost a lot. It doesn't have to take more than a weekend to do it. So tell me in the comments below, like, what are you working on this weekend? Like, what project in your home needs a little love? Even if it's just restyling it, like, it may not even need a DIY, but like, maybe you're just like, you know, I never really decorated that. Like, it's always just been kind of utilitarian. You know, those utilitarian spaces can also be beautiful. So I hope this inspires you guys. So if you like today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button down below. I upload every Saturday. And come back and have a cup of coffee every Saturday morning with me and see what we're up to. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye.